Welcome back to episode 23. I can't believe we're on 23 already. This is insane. It's been pretty much exactly 1 year since I brought you guys here for the first time. Now, 1 year later, we are 1 month away from completion. So it is absolutely flown by. It's crazy how quickly things have progressed. You don't normally hear that on job sites. So it's been a huge accomplishment for the coordination between Allaire Homes, myself, my team, all of the trades who have been on site. It's just been a very well-oiled machine. So that's why I'm able to show you today how much has happened in the last month. So I'm standing outside right now. As you guys can see, our porch enclosure is almost fully done. So we had Johnson Playfair come and do the masonry work here. So that is all of the stone that you see clad on the porch enclosure. This particular stone is called Cotswolds, which is just so wonderful in the sense that it's an English-inspired home and the stone itself is called Cotswold. So that is applied everywhere on the enclosure, and it's gonna actually continue wrapping just on these two posts that you see here. However, we're getting ready to lay the bricks that are gonna actually make up the stairs. And so they're gonna do that part first, then finish the stone here. And then there's gonna be flat stones right on the top. I am going to actually repurpose the two urns that the previous owners left at the house. And I was like, oh, those things can go in the garbage. And they just never ended up getting taken to the garbage. And as I'm like sourcing online, I'm seeing all these urns and I'm like, those look exactly like the urns that are sitting on my front lawn right now. What better thing to do than repurpose something that was already here, and they're free. Andrew, my builder, today asked if I wanted him to spray paint them. I actually am going to take a closer look, but I think they're pretty weathered, which might actually be the look that I'm going for. In terms of what the stairs are going to look like, you can kind of see it a little bit here, but we are doing a brick lay pretty much like that. So, I mean, this one will be up a little bit higher, but it's not going to be your typical kind of coping stone and then like a brick riser or a stone riser. It's fully going to be made out of brick. I had to kind of do a little bit of working through the details with our landscaper, Darren from Golden Means Landscaping, because we live in a climate that has a lot of heat in the summer and a lot of ice and cold in the winter. And so there was kind of concern about, would the changes in temperature, cause the bricks to crack? Would it cause them to spread apart? Would there be issues with kind of wear and tear over time? So ultimately we tweaked the design a little bit. We were going to do a bit of a different look, but we came up with this one instead. And Darren's confident that that will kind of stand the test of time. We have the two gas sconces going up on the front. Other thing that you guys can see while we're out here today is that some of the tinted primer has started to go up on the batten boards. So this is not actually Sherwin-Williams chat room yet, although you could have fooled me because it looks like the same color, but this is just the tinted primer so far. And then the stucco has not been painted yet. So the stucco is going to be Sherwin-Williams Greek Villa. So that'll be a really lovely contrast. But for now, they've got the primer on the boards and you can kind of see things starting to like take the final direction, which is obviously very exciting. And now I'm going to take you guys inside the house so that you can see so much of the beautiful details that have been installed in there and what it's looking like now. First thing you're going to see is the beautiful antiqued mirror with all the brass details on there. It looks so good. So when the installer first sent me a photo of this, I wasn't on site when it got installed, but when he sent me a photo of it, I was like, oh gosh, I hope that the antiqued look of it is actually coming through and that I didn't pick an antiqued kind of finish that was too light. He was like, no, the pictures don't do it justice. Wait till you see it in real life. And it is the perfect amount of kind of patina on it for me, which I'm so happy about. These brass rosettes are really here just to kind of give it the look of something being old. Rosettes aren't actually used anymore to keep mirrors on walls. They were used back in the day before there was really thick, sturdy glue. So these are here purely just for decorative reasons, but overall, this is so much more than I was hoping for it to be. If you guys remember at the very beginning of the series, when I was talking about my design choices, one of the things that I had known pretty much from the beginning was that I didn't want to do millwork on this side of the fireplace or really on the other side. Typically, in living rooms, you see a fireplace and then you see millwork on either side, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's beautiful, but I wanted something just a little bit different here. I also felt like we didn't need it to be overly millworked in this house. We already have a ton of millwork in the spaces that we needed, and I didn't want to put it there just to kind of put it there. So my mom and I actually came up with the idea to do this antiqued mirror on this side and then a window on that side. Again, kind of playing with the asymmetry, but opening up the light on that side of the room and then giving this kind of the reflection of the rest of the space. So what I am very happy about with this is that you will also see the antique mirror that I'm bringing in. This is the one that I had in my childhood home that my mom gave to me that is currently in the bunkie at our cottage that's going to be coming here and going into the front entry. So you'll be able to see that when you're sitting here. This is pretty much the first time that everybody on YouTube and on Instagram is seeing this kitchen in its state right now. This is kind of the first reveal, if you will. And as you guys know, and you've seen a little bit, the cabinetry is in, the countertops are in, and now finally all of the plumbing fixtures are in. So one of the things that I was most excited about in this house was all of the House of Rohl Studio by EMCO products. And as you guys can see, we've got our faucet in, we've got beautiful spray that comes along with it, and our pot filler here too. So I am going to show you guys all of it. I am so excited to be able to partner with House of Rohl Studio by EMCO. A portion of this video is sponsored by them, and I am going to show you guys all of the beautiful fixtures as we go through. So I'm a big bridge faucet fan, and I have had feedback in the past from clients who were nervous about doing a bridge faucet that, you know, isn't it so much more difficult? You have to turn on the 2 taps. What if you just want to turn on the 1 lever? What if you want to touch faucet? All of these different things. And as we've gone through the exercise of, you know, trying it, 10 times out of 10, people are quite happy with the bridge faucet. So I think one of the biggest things to know is that when you're getting a bridge faucet, always make sure you get a sprayer. This one, this Georgian era faucet and sprayer comes together. So that is obviously a perk, which I love. And it just makes it super easy. So, I mean, like turning it on, wonderful. And then you've got your sprayer here as well, which is very powerful. And to me, that's a very nice feature. So I have a bridge faucet at the cottage. I'm quite used to it already. And actually at our old house in the Beaches, I had just a single pull down faucet that was actually a touch faucet, and I removed the batteries because it was so annoying after a certain amount of time. And this is something that I just find not only very functional, but so beautiful as well. So this polished nickel finish is something that I think is going to be extremely timeless and have a lot of longevity in the house, which is an important thing when, you know, selecting your fixtures, selecting your colors, all of these things you want to think long-term. Nothing is kind of intended to be too of the moment. And so with the polished nickel, I think you really achieve that. We've also got polished nickel on the hardware. And then one of my favorites, the pot filler. So pot fillers are kind of one of those things where some people are like, they're absolutely useless, especially when your sink is this close. Why would you need something there? And to me, it's like, why wouldn't you? If you can run the plumbing and you have the ability to have a pot filler for the extra, you know, amount of money that goes into buying the actual fixture, to me, it's very worth it. So I will continue to spec them in all of the projects that I do, have them in my own home. It was really important to me when selecting the plumbing fixtures in the house to make sure that I really knew what I was getting and make sure that I had the opportunity to touch things and see them and pair them with my materials. And that's why it was such an enjoyable experience for me when I was shopping with Adam and then later working with Elaine for all of the pieces for this house. And it was a very designer friendly and designer focused showroom. It really, I mean, you guys know when I was there and thinking about how like enjoyable of an experience it was just to be in such a beautiful space and be so inspired by all of the different fixtures that were in there. It made it really easy for me to pick all of the fixtures and the finishes that I wanted just by being able to kind of go through all the details with Adam. And then as I told you guys, how their kind of quotes come together. They look like mood boards. They're so easy to read. And it was just a very easy and very engaging kind of way to go through the sourcing process. And I've been doing this for almost 10 years now. I have seen my fair share of showrooms, and this is one that really has a very elevated feel and very elevated approach to it, not only in the way it looks and in the lines that they offer, but in the actual kind of education and knowledge base of the people who work there. So big shout out to Adam and Elaine and to Jennifer. They've all been amazing, and I will continue to source all of my fixtures there because it's such an easy process. Last time we were here, we really just had the lower cabinets in. We didn't have any countertops. We had no cook nook. We had no niches. We had no countertops. And now obviously it looks like it's an almost done kitchen, which is crazy how quickly it comes together. Like I picked these slabs probably a year ago now, if not a little bit more. So this is the Everest slab that we originally got from Cava. This is the Calicut Da Vinci slab, also from Cava. And that's what's carried along the entire back wall. It's the same up here. It's the same in the niches. So Everest is the only one that's different. And you can see it in different lights here. These two are almost basically inverted colors of each other. So this is more green, kind of with a little bit of cream and a little bit of browns running through it. And then this is more cream with greens and browns running through it. So when you see the slabs side by side, they look almost completely inverted from each other. As you guys know, I did want to do two-tone in terms of the paint color on the cabinetry. So I did Sherwin-Williams Balanced Beige on the island and then Sherwin-Williams Honed Soapstone on the main run. But I wanted to connect the two a little bit more than just kind of being an island and then the main run. So I brought it in on the hood as well. And I was just thinking today how I want to find something when I'm in Provence in September to like decorate this with, because there is the beauty and simplicity. And then we've got these beautiful niches here that I absolutely love and enjoy putting salt and pepper and garlic and little things in. But I did think it'd be kind of cute and like a bit more lived in to put something, I don't know, a few maybe like vintage plates or something. So stay tuned to see what I get when I am away in September. Really just like such a big difference in this space. We've also got our pendant lights up. These are from Gooby, which I have been admiring for many years, and I'm really happy to have them finally in my own house. The pantry was one of the last places to get wallpapered. It actually just got wallpapered yesterday, and it's the one I may have been waiting for the most aside from the primary bedroom. I think those were my two favorites, the two I was most excited about. This wallpaper I picked when I was in the Cotswolds last year, and it is from the hotel where we stayed. So the hotel where I was at is called Time. It's in the Cotswolds, and they have a line called Bertioli by Time, which is homewares, candles, but like most importantly, fabrics and wallpapers. And so I picked this from their line. Originally I had picked just the carrot wallpaper, and then at the last minute I actually changed it to Veg Row because I liked integrating a couple more vegetables in it. So this is what we have right now in the pantry, and then I've got a cafe curtain coming in the exact same pattern. That pulled up the plastic just so that you guys can see. We have the cafe curtain going right here, and this is with the rod from Rejuvenation. It's going to be this inside mount rod, beautiful Bertioli by Time fabric, beautiful Bertioli by Time wallpaper. This one's called Veg Row. It just like, it's such a great way of kind of, you know, adding impact to this space. It's going to be covered up a little bit because Fraser and I decided to get this like digital calendar that's decently sized. It's about 24 inches wide. And then we're gonna have our Dyson hung up in here, but still I feel like every time I come in here, I'll be very happy. And we've got floating shelves going here that Silver Birch is gonna be adding in. So it's going to kind of be, you know, a little like accent, but with so much impact. So I've told you guys a few times that I don't love pot lights. If I can help it, I don't ever put pot lights in on the main second, and you know, if there is a third floor, then a third floor as well. So this is just an example of what I put instead of pot lights. So these are from Mullen Lighting. They are a kind of prismatic flush mount. So the glass is reeded, which gives it a really nice diffusion of light. I also, hopefully don't get too many negative comments for this, but I don't love LED bulbs. I prefer to go with a halogen and incandescent bulb where I can. So these lights will probably require some changing of the bulbs more frequently than not, but I do think that it gives the warmth that I prefer. Okay, so I'm gonna take you guys over to the banquette area, but first, this is a really good example of where you can see the difference in the wall color and the trim. So it's Greek Villa on the walls by Sherwin-Williams, and on all of the trim, it's Accessible Beige, also by Sherwin-Williams. And I'm not just saying this because the painters are here right now, but they have done an incredible job on this house, and the amount of detail that's gone on to the prep of everything and then also the painting as well. It just is incredible. And painting, honestly, in my opinion, is the best investment you can make when you're either refreshing a house or even building, whatever it is, it makes the most impact. And so I am very excited for this corner to be filled in, but for now, it's so nice to see just the beautiful contrast between the trim and the walls. Eventually, what's going to be in here, and I actually am dropping it off right after this, is my 11-foot tapestry that's going to be on this wall right here. So If you guys remember, I bought this tapestry last year when I was in the Cotswolds, and I thought I was gonna have all these walls to put it in the house. And turns out that this is the only 11-foot wall that I have in the house. So we are making it work. We've got our light fixture in right now. And as you'll see, this is a brass fixture. We've got brass on the pendants in the kitchen, and then we've got polished nickel. So I am really into the mixing of the metals. And I think that's how we kind of can make things look, first of all, not too new, but also just give it a little bit of character. The light fixtures have an antique brass finish on their canopies. So just, you know, nothing has to be too perfect. In my opinion, I think it's nice when things tell a story and when you pick things that you love, because ultimately at the end of the day, if you love what you're putting in your home, it's gonna make you happy. It's kind of all that matters, right?